Hello everyone! I have returned once again to finally give my thoughts on this year's E3 as it has now come to a close over the past day or so, at least from what I can tell, because American times are a little bit more different compared to us here in Australia. But what do I think about the overall E3 itself? Yeah, that's all I can say in a nutshell, because there wasn't really anything that I would consider the most surprising. I mean, sure, there's some interesting new titles coming out this year as well as in 2014 that I really wouldn't mind checking out, but there hasn't been anything there that is considered wow, besides maybe a few small things, but there's nothing really that makes me say must buy instantly, but we'll get to that in a moment. But of course, if you want me to ask what I think about the conferences of all, or you could probably say all three, but let's face it, Nintendo did not appear. They did a direct conference through their live stream, so technically they don't count, but I will talk about them later in this video. And this is going to be the first of a two-parter, because I want to save for the majority of games for the second part, because I have quite a bit to cover, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it through all the way in one video, so yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult. But in any case, let's talk, of course, about the conferences themselves. Now, to be completely, fair, is that I really did not see Microsoft's conference, because one, it was too late, like around 2 o'clock in the morning here, and I had to go to work the next day. So yeah, I didn't really see what exactly happened at Microsoft's press conference. But from what I can tell, from what I read at least, I've heard they actually showed no bullshit and actually showcased all the games that they wanted to showcase, and some of them, to my surprise, actually look pretty interesting, like Quantum Break, even though it was a trailer. Below, the new game by Capri Games, Rise, Son of Rome, which was originally a Kinect based game, but now it's more like this, but it's a QTE based game, so we just don't know if it's actually going to be that or not, but who knows. As well as let's see, Sunset Overdrive by Insomniac, an Xbox One exclusive, as well as a few other games like Titanfall, but that's also going to be out on 360 and PC from what I can tell. And I don't know, just like they actually showcase the games, like nothing complete bullshit, like no Kinect, no stuff or that, like they did with the like the reveal of the Xbox One, which is like showcasing all TV, COD, TV, Halo. Which of course they did showcase Halo at the end of the press conference itself. And yeah, that trailer looked pretty good, but just like, don't care. Maybe if I actually get around to playing Halo 4, I may, but I don't for now. So yeah, they're actually showcasing games I actually want to check out, but the problem, of course, is the policies, which they did not seem to bring up whatsoever during the conference to to try and resolve all the issues. So now we're all going for the confirmed things that they can be able to share to another friend once, and that's it, as long as you have that friend within your friends list for more than 30 days, as well as, of course, the online checks, which are the two things that really worry me the most. Well, actually, lending friends to a game thing is the one thing that really kind of bothers me, but for, how would you say, the online checks, that's the thing that kind of really drives me a bit nuts. So, and also the fact that the console is releasing here for $600. Yeah, I don't think it's worth spending on that huge brick, which comes with a mandatory Kinect. I mean, I just don't know what to say to that. I mean, I don't know why they're pushing Kinect, since I mean, it may have been a big seller, but where are the games for that would actually care much for me? I mean, the only game that I could pick up from the top of my head was like the Gunstringer, but that's about it. That game could be easily played on a controller if they wanted to, but they didn't. So, I don't know what's up with them. I really don't know what's up with Microsoft. And I'm not going to go into the other controversial bullshit that they've been putting out, because honestly, they really shot themselves in the foot when they announced Xbox One having all these issues. And of course the name itself, I mean, why Xbox One? Isn't that confusing? I mean, I know you're having a lot more features than it is, but we shouldn't have to focus on those features such as TV and all this other stuff. It's just pointless. Oh my god. I don't know what to say. So that's pretty much about it what I can say about Microsoft. But the one conference I did see, during work that is, thanks to my dad, was the Sony press conference, and they actually showcased quite a good number of things, as well as reassuring that the next PS4, which they showed us a design, which to be honest, I'm not really feeling it because the whole slanted design, it just feels a bit weird and not very stylish when compared to the PS3. But at least they showcase a few things, like such as you're not going to be able to do all this bullshit that Microsoft is doing, or at least they sort of were trying to do. And also, it's $50 cheaper in this country than it is for the Xbox One. $550. Yeah. So yeah, very, very cheaper when compared to the Xbox One. And of course, the games themselves, some of them are more that we already know that I'm excited for, such as Killzone Shadowfall, and most importantly, Infamous Second Son, as well as a bunch of other new games here and there. I mean, they showcased a tech demo for the Dark Sorcerer, the new game, well, a tech demo technically by Quantic Dream, the same people who did Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, which of course that trailer itself was funny, but also very impressive tech. I'm kind of hoping that actually becomes a real game, but considering it's a tech demo, that we just don't know. And of course, some of the bigger announcements, such as Final Fantasy 15, which is like, oh my god, wow! They finally coming back with Final Fantasy Versus 13 and bringing it as a new installment, rather than being a part of a game that wasn't nearly as good as everyone says it is. Well, at least from what I can tell, I haven't really played it myself. I don't really play Final Fantasy that much. As well, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's not my thing. If you like Kingdom Hearts, that's cool, just not for me. As well as a few other interesting announcements, such as Elder Scrolls Online will be on the PS4, as well as Mad Max. That's going to be kind of interesting there, as well as a few other games that I just don't know. But my biggest problem with the PS4 itself is the launch games, as well as, of course, the PSN, where you have to pay for PSN Plus to able to play online, which is kind of like taking the Microsoft route, which they did with Xbox Live Gold. Why would they do that is beyond me, but I don't really care because I'm already having good benefits with the PlayStation Plus as it is. And not all games require a fee to play online, such as DC Universe Online, as well as PlanetSide 2, the free-to-play shooter. I'm not really much into multiplayer games at all, well, for the most part, that is. Then I could actually give two shits about, because that's what I just meant. Sorry, I just can't stop following here. And my other biggest problem is that they're announcing 3 launch games. Only one I actually care about, which is Killzone Shadowfall. The other 2, Drive Club, don't care, don't like racing simulators, never have, never will, and Knack. Looks kind of good, but not my cup of tea. That's just how I'm feeling. So yeah, there's only announced 1 launch title. I mean, they need to get a few more in. I mean, I was hoping Infamous Second Sons would be a launch title, but no! It's coming out in the first quarter of 2014, which is cool, but I just want it now because I want to play it so badly. No. Sadly not. And I'm really not happy about that. So yeah, if you're gonna ask me if I'm gonna get a PS4 or an Xbox One, you already know the answer. It's gonna be PS4 all the way. And I don't think I really need to remind everyone, because everyone's saying it and I'm joining that crowd too. And I may be going a bit overhyping it a bit much, but Sony's always been there for me ever since I played the PlayStation from the very beginning. You know, when I played the first PlayStation, along with Nintendo's N64 and Sega's Saturn, of course. So they've always been there with me, as well as with Nintendo. That's how I feel about my gaming stance, as far as I can tell. And now with Nintendo's Direct feed, most of the stuff they showcased was good. You know, all the games that they showcased, well, most of them I really want to play. But there's nothing really out there that was considered surprising. And most of those games, the best ones that they showcased, isn't going to come out until next year. As well as some of the ones that they do show that are going to come out later this year are not exactly system sellers, or they're going to be overshadowed by other bigger games. Now, I will say this, there are a few third-party games that, while multi-plat, I'm still going to get. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut, which, yes, that was announced at E3 that they're going to make it multi-plat, because most people have been complaining and wanting that game to be a multi-plat, even though they could have done it as DLC for the ones who already own a copy of the game. But I don't know, it's Square, so who knows. Rayman Legends, because that was originally a Wii U exclusive, but then they went multi-plat, which is understandable in some cases, but I still feel it would be best on the Wii U. and Watch Dogs. Yep, I said it. I'm getting it on the Wii U. Don't care what anyone says. Oh, but the PS3 has more exclusive content. Shut up. I just want it on the Wii U. That's all of it. End of story. I just prefer playing it on, I just want to check it out what it is like on the Wii U, which I'm pretty sure it may not be as grand as the PS3 or PS4 version, or at least, well, especially the PS4 version, but I don't care. I want to play it on that system alone. I may get it on the other platforms, like maybe sometime down the road when they release another special collection edition, like they did with the Washington edition of Assassin's Creed 3, but at this moment, it's Wii U. All in all, just Wii U. Now the games that did showcase there, some of them I actually really want to check out, such as Mario Kart 8, The Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2. I love that new haircut they're giving to Bayonetta herself, but I am not really that much of a fan of the first one, but I might have to go back and finish it off to see how I really feel about the game, because the game feels very too old school DMC for me, and I really didn't like the old DMC games that much, from as you probably remember from that other video I did. And of course Super Smash Bros, which, while it is awesome both on the 3DS and Wii U, I kind of knew Mega Man was coming, because people were complaining and wanting Mega Man for a while, and while it is great that Capcom can actually allow Nintendo to have their mascot, which they haven't appeared in any of their video games in like 4 years, except for that one kick in the face to the fans with the old school NES box art Mega Man on Street Fighter Cross Tekken. But this is the proper old school Mega Man that everyone knows and love, and everyone, and I think it's a good choice. You know, I think he's a really good choice for the Super Smash Bros. Series, and I really can't wait to try him out, as well as some of the newer characters. I mean, some of them that we already knew they're like Mario, Kirby, Zelda, sorry, not Zelda, Link, and Fox. And of course the two strange ones, the villager from Animal Crossing with that creepy stare, and of course the Wii Fit trainer, which I thought was like bizarre, but then again, it's not the first time they've done that. I mean, Rob, remember Rob the Robot, and Mr. Game & Watch. So, I don't know what people are on about, but that's just me. So yeah, Nintendo had a pretty good showing, but nothing really surprising that makes you say, wow, I want to get this. Well, except, oh yeah, I forgot to mention X, the spiritual successor to Xenoblade Chronicles, which that looks phenomenal. Graphically looks fantastic. But that game is still unsure like what date it will be coming out, and also what title it will be. So I'm assuming back until next year. It's still in development as far as we know, as you can probably tell. And so yeah, there was nothing really that surprising to me, and also most of the best games are coming out till next year, which makes me wonder, why did Nintendo release it out in the end of 2012 to begin with, when it should at least give it a bit more time to warm up? I mean, I know the Wii was kind of a bit fading away, but I don't think it was that much of a hurry to rush it out instantly when you don't have enough games to showcase. I mean, yes, they did say they did apologize to us, and they wanted us to wait for a bit longer, but come on, give us something, you know, something a bit more worthwhile, something that actually sells your system. But I have a Wii U, and I'm kind of having a few doubts about it, but at the same time, I'm not, because if I sold it away, I'm probably going to miss out the games that I really wanted to play, which is the same advice I got from my dad when I first thought about the original PS3, when I actually got it at launch. Yes, I know, shut up. And I just didn't know what to feel about it because there was not enough games for it, but then they finally started flooring in and just made the system a whole lot better for me. So who knows, Nintendo may get back on their feet as soon as possible, but for now, just don't know. So that's pretty much it for all the 3 major events. For EA, I did not watch that, but they did have a few surprises here and there, such as Peggle 2. Yes, casual game, I don't care, I love the first Peggle, so I'm probably going to check this one out. As well as, what was that one? Again? Oh yeah, Dragon Age 3 Inquisition, but I haven't played through the first or the second Dragon Age to actually give it a proper impression of it, but I'm interested in checking that one out. And Mirror's Edge 2. Okay. I did not like the first Mirror's Edge that much. I mean, I really wanted to, because the whole idea, the whole concept, and the whole feel of it was amazing, but when I played it, I just did not like it. It was too hard and the controls were unresponsive. Okay? I don't care what anyone says, I thought the game was a disappointment. But this one could be a lot better because while the first one sucked, it had potential. You know, at least had a level of potential to be good. And I'm hoping this new one, which they consider as a reboot, that DICE said it was a reboot, and make it a bit more of an open world game, hopefully this will be a lot more of a better game. That's all I'm saying. And as for Ubisoft, I did see that one. And honestly, they did showcase the great games such as Rayman Legends, Watch Dogs, the South Park game, which I really want to check out, but they haven't shown us much gameplay of that. As well as, let's see, what else is there? Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I mean, sure they showed us a crew, but honestly I don't care. The only big surprise to me for that conference was Trials. Trials Frontier, which is on the mobiles and tablets, as well as, what's it called again? I forgot. Sorry, just give me a sec. Oh yeah, Fusion. Sorry about that. So yeah, Trials Fusion and Trials Frontier. Those two are the only games that really surprised me. Well, technically they're more or less one game, but yeah, that's awesome. Like one for the next gen consoles and one for the tablets. Yeah, only one game actually really surprised me at a Ubisoft's press conference, and that was it. Because the Trials games I've been playing from the Flash days up to the console versions, well, as well as the PC one at one point. But yeah, they've been great. You know, they've been really fun games. So I really cannot wait to check that one out, and that's pretty much about it. The Division did not interest me whatsoever. Oh, and for anyone asked about the Order 1886, looks kind of interesting, but at the same time, just not wowie. That new PS4 game from Santa Monica Studios, the same people who did God of War, as well as Ready at Dawn Productions, from what I can remember. That's, yeah, this was what I point out there. Sorry for the little interruption there. So yeah. So yeah, Sony has the higher up hierarchy as maybe Nintendo second and Microsoft third. At least one of the main showings. But Nintendo may as well be taken out because they weren't at E3. Well, actually they were at E3, but did not have a press conference. So yeah, Sony comes first, Microsoft second. That's just how I feel. So that's it for the conferences in general. But now let's talk about the main games. The main games that I am really excited for the next coming months, as well as up to the next year. And you're going to find out what it is in part 2.